Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Usually Fridays are very choppy days, and you can see today that it's just been chopping around. But yesterday's session was good. Prices were slipping a bit, but they were holding for the most part. I took this trade after the stream. I thought that this would just keep going higher, but it came and stopped me out. But as soon as this candle closed below the 50% mark, and this is a 4-hour zone, I shorted roughly in this spot and just rode the trend till the top of the first 15-minute candle, the high of the first opening range. It kept going lower, and I bought again right at this spot. I thought this would be a nice continuation. I bought a little late, roughly there. Saw a little bit of drawdown. My stop was right here. I'm risking this profits that I made in this move, but I did lose a lot in this flush when I bought roughly there. My stop was tight below the 50% mark. So I waited, having a position right here, and the market just rewarded my exit was right at the top of that range. I thought it would just range. This was a range-bound trade, more trades than I would like, but I saw the opportunity after that big flush. I figured there would be a reversal. Just like after this big flush, there was a reversal. And it did come. And I wasn't there for this move, but I closed the day. So trading today with the funded account. Let's see how today plays out. Market opening in a couple of minutes. I'll come in and draw my overnight range. Just roughly in confluence with that 4-hour order block. Nice. It's about 80 points, pretty standard range. Overnight, market broke all-time highs and then completely pushed and sold off. Did a lot of decisiveness up here. Starting out of the day lower in the overnight range. Wanted to push higher but got rejected heavily. Especially at this spot. People who thought that they saw a candle close there, if their risk wasn't tight, they would have gotten pushed because the news announcement came. You can't predict these. So, and after that decisiveness here for the news, we found strong support and rallied higher. My limits could be better here. Maybe I'll go replot them, but at the moment, this is what I'm looking at. This is the key level where market just rejects. When above, these could be some levels to play off of as well. This is just arbitrary, just keeping it as confluence. If market closes above, we might look for longs, but might have to see this level as well. 2400 is a key level that's just getting tapped, and a lot of sellers are coming through. Now we're just seeing a nice big sell-off. So there is a chance that we might find support down here. We let the first 5-minute, 15 minutes settle. So let's come in and draw our top of this 15-minute. See where it lands. This is what we have so far. That would have been a nice trade. It just this is power hour, but it just got rejected from the bottom of that range. It's not a bad trade if someone got in, but if you want the market to settle, it could just keep chopping up here, and maybe this would be the overall range for the day. But this is a strong node where trading happened yesterday, and maybe we'll go come and tap this level. But let's see. Come and look at the order book, depth of market. Lots of orders there, 23885. Right in this node. So we could see a potential going up and getting shorted from here. But at the moment, looks like it just wants to go and tap the 23814 level, or even 23804. And if it comes here, this would be a good long. If it breaks below and closes below, then this could be an interesting short. And coming on, or going to the next support level, 23650. Or even it could come in this node here and find some resistance. So there are a lot of levels to play off of at the moment. We'll just let the market settle and see who's in control. Is it the sellers today or is it the buyers? So there's no buyers. All I can see is there's a lot of indecisiveness, a lot of chop, up, down. Buyers want to reclaim this level and push higher for new all-time highs, but especially after the news, sellers wants to just push the prices lower. And let's see if buyers are still interested and they want to buy off of these levels, or they're going to be smarter and wait for the discount prices and come be a strong buyer 23650 level. So That's what we're looking at. This is an interesting spot as well, but not sure this is going to be significant. These are stronger points of support. At the moment, we're just in that opening range. That's what we're looking at. Choppy Friday. What it looks like. Let's see if we can get out of the chop and decide. And some momentum kicks in. But right now, I don't see a lot of volume like we saw yesterday. Yesterday, volume was pretty strong. Not as much as the past week's volume, but still was pretty significant. So at the moment, we've just ranged about 60 points. Yesterday it was more than 125 in the first flush, and then about 100 points for the bulls. Important points to note. Looks like we're trying to test the low of the 15-minute again. Finding some support down there. All right, looks like we breaking out of it, printing some nice volume. Let's keep tracking it. We go about 100 points. Pretty easy to do in this sort of market. Also the low of the yesterday's opening range. Yeah, to the T. breaks it, there's a chance that you don't find buyers here. Could very well come and try to retest 23794 and see if buyers can claim that or they give up and sellers come in control. At the moment, it's looking very sell heavy, but the narrative can shift any moment. I think we just have to be patient and not be biased at this point, because it could easily reverse and find some potential big buyers here, and we could see 23960 test, which it did pre-market, and it couldn't break above. It failed, and after that fail, it tried to retest again, especially at market open. If the bulls were very strong or the institutions were coming in, we would have seen a big green candle kind of retesting it and pushing out of it like we did yesterday, trying with a lot of strong volume. That kind of indicates that sellers are pretty strong at the moment. Right? A couple minutes before the 15-minute close. I'm just being patient. My internet is playing up today. Seeing some dropouts. Right, we broke below. Big flush. Yeah, my internet is not in good health. Not sure why. Let's see if we close below or find some support. This is a good area of support. If my charts will load. That's odd. The test is showing just fine. Sure what's happening. Trying to tap the low of day. Are we going to break it? It's going to be an interesting scalp. Just coming back and testing the bottom of the 15-minute, because it will. But maybe market's just selling off hard. Then there's also some news in today. All right, it's flushing. Definitely big flushes. News at 8:15. We had a news at 9 o'clock. And that 9 a.m. news might have just caused that flush. There's a dilemma. Should we wait for the price to come and tap the bottom of the 15-minute, or this is a pretty good short right here? What can we do? What I was looking at is somewhere around this area. And my platform's lagging. But if we come back to the low of the 15-minute, which I don't think we would after that big sell-off, it's just a wild guess. Maybe I can enter here and exit quickly if it doesn't work. That's another strategy. This could be a big fake out as well. It's below that range. Definitely isn't a lot of gas to come up and test that. Maybe it's doing it now. This would be a nicer entry, but I don't think we'll get there, seeing that it's already below the 50% line. It could be a big sell-off, I mean, big bull, and this could be a fake out, which has been doing yesterday as well. And then it'll be a different story, but at the moment, it looks like it's an interesting short play. But if it comes over here, then that's a different story. Roughly there. That would be a killer entry. We didn't get our entry.
Order filled.
I'll go with tight risk and see if we can continue pushing down because it looks pretty heavy. We couldn't even retrace back to the opening range, so it looks very heavy to me. My risk is going to be very tight. We don't want to be getting caught with our pants down.
Order filled.
No, didn't work at all. Let's see if we can get an original entry. That's where stop losses would be, so that was the original entry, but I moved it to get a better price. Alright, that looks like the move. We're gonna get a fill. All these stop loss orders, grabbing liquidity. That was a perfect rejection there off of this level. Or is it going to come to the bottom of that level? We don't know yet. This needs to close below though. It's not a bad entry there. I hesitated. Big close below, so it's a great sign for shorts. But let's see what this candle does. Definitely a lot of support here. Yep, that's the run. See if we can get some stop loss runs. Just waiting.
Order filled.
Let's see if it original entry was a little bit higher, but it's showing signs of rejection, and that's what we were looking for. Drops in the money.
The market is open.
What? I know it's open. Something's playing up with my. That's the news. Am I sitting at a wrong time or 7 o'clock market opens? Like 10 a.m. I don't know. Maybe it's to check.
Order filled.
It stopped us out, guys. It's really odd though. Yeah, it's very odd. Okay. Strong bull action off of that news.
Order filled.
I'm going long, a little risky, but I'm seeing a lot of buying action here. Buyers reclaimed that level pretty hard. So let's see if we can see a nice push up. They faked everyone out. That would have been a nicer entry, but I thought the momentum was just going to continue. Now it looks like it was just an entry for shorts. So let's see if we can squeeze them out. Or this was always a short setup. Let's see how this plays out. Regardless, this will be a good trade if we get into the overnight range or the opening range. Yep, strong momentum coming through. Quick reversals. That's the one. Just needs to break out. That was pretty odd. Maybe a news play today. My stops break even. Let's see if this continues.
Order filled.
Adding there. A little risky, but looks like we're traveling higher. Finding a lot of resistance there. Need to break free of these ranges. At least go test the bottom of the overnight range.
Order filled.
I'm out. Showing a lot of resistance. We'll get in again, but that puts us green on the day. Just a tiny bit. So maybe might come back here and we'll see if we can go for a buy setup. Ride the wave. Nah, didn't give us a fill at all. This would be chasing. I wouldn't
Order
recommend.
filled.
But because it didn't give me a fill, it just tells me there's a lot of strong momentum. If it continues, could just chop all day. But I'm flat on the day. So going with small position, I'll add to it if it works out. So 15-minute looks pretty good. That was a big bull move. Shook out a lot of sellers who were thinking prices will just go down. And this would put me red on the day. If this doesn't work out, that's okay. Entry could have been way better, but I waited. It just never came. And this was more of a, not a FOMO. Even if you look at 1 minute, it makes sense. We're at that pullback range. Could easily just swing up higher if it doesn't manipulate anybody. If the trend continues, we're just a little bit early on that one. So it just needs to flip, just like so. Four hour looks like it's pretty prime for a nice bull candle. That's what it looks like. Trying to make moves. And finding rejection there. I'm tempted to just scratch this one. But we are above the yesterday's range, so keeps like momentum can continue. Looks like it. Not a lot of action. I want to see a big acceleration upstairs. Shake out the sellers. Sellers could very well come here now. Because we were right at the low of yesterday, so maybe this news was positive. Big flush and then dump and pump. Looks promising now. Needed to prove itself. Could flush anytime. Nice little pullback. Right at our position. Maybe this would have been a nicer entry at this pullback. Would have avoided a lot of that drawdown, but you never know. It's momentum trading. We want to see that momentum carry on. At least visit the top of the range. At the very least. About 50 points. Might take about half an hour then. Just get there. Couple of 15 minutes. I wanted a good, nice acceleration. It's not doing it. Fridays. Chop. wants to do it. There's just some resistance there. Daily looks like a big pooch. Could just flip and at least print a doji. This could be a green candle, but daily doesn't look too good. It's a big sell-off day. 3 days of big sell-offs from the all-time highs. Is this going to test at least the all-time highs? If it does, then doing pretty good. Hourly looks primed. $15 also looks just wants to do it. And it's stalling. Another pullback. Let's see where this 5-minute closes in about 50 seconds. I'm tempted to add here, but I want the trade to work out. Glad to be closing the earlier profits, and now we're in again for the next leg up. You never know, this could just pooch down, and so be it. "20 seconds before this candle closing nicely. Right, shorts will cover here for sure. If the bottom of the overnight range breaks, they will cover.
Order filled.
Adding there, very risky again. Looks pretty primed. Stops break even. Might just stop me out here. It doesn't go. So close to getting out of this if it doesn't play out. Finding lots of rejection there, but I want this to go test the top of the range.
Order filled.
Getting out there, a lot of rejection. It might come stop me out anyway, so I was in a full position as well. Not making much today. Market's just slow. Try to get in. That's the pullback that I was worried about.
Order filled.
Getting in at that pullback. This will be tight. But I want the momentum to continue at least. That's what I was worried about with my full position. That's what you don't want to see. Momentum drying off, finding some rejection there, and me being in a full position. My entries could have been way better if I entered here and just let the trade play out. So maybe that's what we need to do. I keep adding to it so my average keeps making, going higher. I don't want to be closing the trade in a zero with a double positions in it. Let's see if this plays out. Nice little pullback on the 15-minute. This could just easily go reverse on the upside. 1 minute looks primed. Not a bad entry. Could have been better. Yeah, risking about today's profits roughly for this trade. Getting in that pullback to see if we get continuation up. And if we go break out of the overnight range on the high, like take out the highs, that would be prime. That would be pretty interesting trade if we can highlight these areas. And that's about 80 points. I'm interested to see this pullback gets bought up. I just locked in a little bit of profit just to give me some cushion on the day. Now we're grinding again. We're right at the bottom of the overnight range, and I think that's a resistance level at this moment. 23880 need to clear, and we need to close above it for me to stay in this trade and this be valid. Looks like we're trying to break free right now. Going to test it. Getting some rejection there. We need to accelerate like this big bull buyer. We need a good buying action right at this point as well. Let's zoom in. Fridays looks like it's slow. Gnarly pullback. Gonna stop me
Order
out.
filled.
Yep. I'll be patient because it's in the middle of the range. I could go for these small 10-point scalps. See if we can get a better entry right at the bottom of the range. We'll see. If it does, it'll happen in a flash. But let's see if we can have an order ready. That's what I'm looking at. Get back all those profits at about $25 down on the day. Almost break even. Not a good day for breakout traders. Trapped a lot of the shorts here. So once it gets to this level, a lot of the shorts are going to be getting out. So we could see a rebound. Just toss me out and then rallies up. That's classic. Classic.
Order filled.
Going long there in this range. Saw some nice little support that we just found, micro support. See if we can continue higher. Same trade. I don't think we're coming down because we keep finding support in this region. This is an intraday flip. We could very well keep coming down, but that's the trade. Tight risk. Not negotiable. Either moves higher or we out. That's what I'll be targeting for now. Depending how we react to this moment, we'll just... This is the real profit target. If it's really a bull action day, we want to get it sucked back in the overnight range, then we're going to go at least test the top of the range right there. That would be an amazing trade. Might take an hour or 2 hours to get there. Who knows? A couple of tries to get there.
Order filled.
That's the nicer entry there. Quick stop. I'm glad to be out. Didn't want that big drawdown. Still got a couple of shots for the day. That's that big buyer. My goodness. Takes me out and then just runs, eh? All this time I'm like, should I be more patient? What can we do to make this optimize the situation? Questions keep changing when you find the answers. That's trading. You just gotta have a stab at it and see how you go. The emotional side of trading definitely there's a ping pong going on in your head. Should I have done this? Should I have done that? Can I just enter here? Should I have waited a bit longer? What can we do to maximize the profits? Or is this a good entry, or should I wait for a bigger pullback? Is this a good confirmation? After this big bull candle, are we going to continue higher, or did I jump the gun pretty soon? All these questions that are going to get answered once you get in a position. That would have been a nicer entry for sure. I can see pullback. The trade's still valid. My stops are very tight because I don't want a big pooch down like so and get into like a gnarly drawdown. I'm happy to get out at quick losses, small losses, keeping the losses tight. So when we do hit the profit targets, I mean it's going to be good. And I'll wait for it to play out if it wants to. Pretty good pullback on the 15-minute. Looks like it could run. Who knows? 4-hour looks pretty prime as well. Larger time frames do play a big role. And a lot of orders upstairs as well, so we could go potentially tap those levels. Not sure. Right, looks like it's trying to make moves. Nothing significant. Finding some rejection at these points. "15 seconds before this candle close. If it's not a nice green candle closing higher, then not a valid trade then. 3 seconds. 1. Let's see. Are you going to take us up or shake all the longs? You could have stopped me out then, but missed by a tick. Would you look at that? Saved by the bell. That's why I'm pretty hesitant adding to these positions because it's just choppy. It goes up and down, and I don't want to be stuck in a full position and it's just reversing on me pretty quickly, and then it'll be a bigger drawdown. So momentum just dried off, but it can easily come into play very soon. That's the
Order
stop.
filled.
Yep. Okay. Now I really have to be patient. Glad to have sized down a touch today because it could have been a gnarly day. Gold is just so hard to trade, and some people just find it so easy. I guess when you look at larger time frames, this makes more sense, but chop fast. Rejection, 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 rejection. Might just keep going lower. Who knows? If market rallies higher, gold is definitely coming down. Market means NQ. Just chopping. Good to keep tight risk. Oh, I've been on a losing streak. 1, 2, 3, 4 trades wrong in a row. And that's not the best thing. Did a couple of good ones, and that break-even one was pretty good too, but that just stopped me out. Break-even almost 15. And that 30 was very tight risk. When I added to that position, this and that. And last 3 trades or 3 tries have just been a complete failure. Which tells me market conditions are not optimum. Look what's happening.
Order filled.
Quick scalp here. It gives us that quick scalp. That's usually an A+ setup. First touch, quick rebound. This is the first touch, which it is. Rebounds quickly, then we're looking for some volume to kick in here. And all this move was just to chop some weak longs and sellers out. So my entry could have been way better here, but I wasn't ready for it, honestly. But still pretty good here if it just decides to move up, especially on the 15-minute. Second touch. If it breaks now, then it's just going down. But if you find support, we're looking good. Kind of broke. Maybe a fake out for the stop loss run. And now it runs up. I've just seen this move happen so many times. That's why I was getting stop out quickly, because this would have been a nicer entry right at where the stop loss runs were. It's like deja vu. Same setup all the time. When it's range bound, it's gonna go test the top of the range. Just trying to find and grab liquidity here, shake a lot of the weak buyers and weak sellers out. That strong bull move signifies that it can just rallying high. I could be wrong, but I've just had this play out so many times. It's just slow grind day. Waiting to get out if it just fails. It's playing a lot, but not a lot of action. Might come back at it some other time. Come on, where's the volume at? Seriously, Fridays. Not my best day historically, but some days have been very good, so that's why I keep coming back. It's being very volatile. Not respecting the price action or momentum. Anyway, wants to go, but it's just flirting. It's playing. Market doesn't work on our times, you know. It's just gonna do its own thing whenever the volume is gonna kick in. 10 seconds before this candle closes, so we'll see if it closes above. And there are chances it might just run. It did. What is this going to do? Right, my stops break even.
Order filled.
And it shit me out. Pardon my French. Try to have a better entry.
Order filled.
Maybe that's a better entry. Down support there before, so could very well find support again. Entries right at the wick. That's not bad. This would have been a nicer entry if I known that this gap would get filled. I was just going off of the low of the 15-minute. Because if we break below and close below, that's going to trigger shorts for a lot of the orb setup guys. So that's where we can flip the narrative to being short. Right now the narrative is long, in my opinion. Right, my stops break even. again. Feel like I should give it some room and stop should be right below here. It's the same thing. If it wants to move, we'll move now. Otherwise, it's just gonna chop around and then kind of sell off pretty quickly, and I don't want to get caught in it. Hit my 8-point loss. But we'll give it some room. Needs to close above. Looks like it's going to close below. Close below. That's the trigger for shorts for a lot of the orb setup guys. Just tell me that this could be a short, but let's see if this was a fake out or it actually is a short.
Order filled.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be shorting today. All right, one last try before I hit my daily loss limit on this account. See how we go. Hindsight, this once we found rejection here, it's just all short. But now after this rejection, we might see a big pullback, so can't go short here. It looks very long to me. So maybe a couple of quick scalps, 5-10 points. That's the market today. It's not really moving a lot or closing the day. That's it.
Order filled. Order filled.
I reverse the position, seeing if we can see low of day. Now it's going higher, just not my day. Pushing me on either side. That's not the position you want to be. I still hold true. It could be a short. I just had a really bad entry though. Um, but shorts come quick. That's what I was hoping for on the buy side. Completely pooches me. It's not my day today. Let's see if we can still get a move down. It'll be nice, good 40 points. It'll make up for a lot. That's more drawdown than I would like to see. Looks heavy though. Need to close below this level. Like so. That's pretty decent. We just need a big, nice pushes down. Get it at least close to the lows. And I've been on a loss streak. A couple of chances to close these trades green, but I would have 1.5. And little losing streak here. Just a lot of chop. I think I have to be very, very patient and have some conviction that it's just gonna short because it's at the lows. You know, it's just past few days it's been reversing so quickly. It can definitely go lower and see low days. That's the idea. Volume is there. It needs to make a move. It tried to make a move above and it didn't, and now it's going to test the lows. So volume might push it down. That's the logic. And if it does, we're set up pretty well. On the daily, it's all red. You can tell. Just need volume to push it through, but Fridays are tricky. 50-50 at this point. Came in a little bit early here. A one sell-off could make the whole day for everyone. And I trapped a lot of the longs here as well. Their stop losses would be right here. So at least gonna go tap those. Thinking about it. My stop should be roughly there somewhere. Top of the range to target that. But I'm red on the day, so I'm trying to keep it tight. I'll close it if it doesn't work out. But it looks heavy. Looks like we can make a nice move down. Just could have had a better entry right at this 50% mark. I was off by like 4 or 5 points. Crucial when you're in a drawdown on the day. I need to work on that. That could be lower low. I mean lower high. It's testing it. Definitely closed below. Strong buyers in this region as well, so need to clear this area. One big sweep, all of them to cover. It's testing again. I'll keep my wrist tight now because if it could find strong buyers here, it will just run. Doesn't look too good. 10 seconds before this candle close, so I'll wait. Definitely more sellers in the session than buyers. That's evident. Testing it again. Trying to do it. Just playing with everyone. All right, this could be the final test after the third time. It's to break loose now. One big sweep. That's it. I see it. All right, maybe all of this move was just to shake out some weak sellers. Definitely sellers in the market, so shook them out for sure. And trap a lot of the longs here. It did, really did. But when this broke here, that would have been a trigger. And for a lot of the orb guys, it never gave a pullback here anyway. We're coming short. So when they came back at this point, everyone would have thought that, okay, it's going to be a short, but they got trapped. I went in a few times. I had a good losing streak. Just still could very well close in a loss, but uh, and now after it broke that level again, this would have triggered a short. I kept buying it, thinking that maybe we're trapping a lot of the sellers, but seeing we're all-time highs and we had some news, this could be a flush. Just need to see it play out. Looks like it's finding some support there. But it closed below this 50% mark, so that's a trigger for sellers. Let's see if that plays out. Or it's just going to be a big chop fest. And if this doesn't hold, if this just reverses, then everyone's just going to close their screens. But if this breaks, then everyone's just going to get fired up. So that's the situation here. Right, looks like we're trying to break here. And finding some buyers here. So we need to clear this area. Let me mark it here. This little region. This could be a good potential add. It's flirting. See how we're doing on the day. Don't like doing that, but $25 away from my daily loss limit. So this is an overstretch. Today was just not in my favor. Maybe I didn't read it correctly, or it's not not a lot of volume if you look at it. Barely making any moves here, just chopping around. So I was really hoping we could see a lot of volume kick in. Doing some analysis, this was a downtrend that we're respecting. This could be a wedge too, so once we break this little wedge downstairs, we'll see a lot of acceleration, but at this moment, it's just chop fest. Couple of 5 minutes close below the 50% of that support level tells me that shorts could come in heavy anytime. Trying to do it if it wills. So slow. Stops break even now. About 15 points in the money. Hoping this would just flush down.
Order filled.
Stop me out. With that, I'll close the day. Small loss day. Could have been way better, the management side of it and stuff, but it's had a little losing streak. Could have stopped at the first couple of losses, but they were small. I kept them tight. Rather than hitting a one big fat loss would have been just hit right now. So anyways, thank you so much. Have a great weekend and hope to see everyone next week for this blended account. Bye.
Order filled.